Today we're going to talk about developing and using a model to illustrate the hierarchical organization of interacting systems that provide specific functions within multicellular organisms. What in the world does that mean? Well, we're going to relate a cell to a real-world system in order to explain the function of a cell and its organelles via analogies. I'd like you to take out your page number 1 from yesterday, a pencil and a highlighter. We're going to go over the warm-up, talk about our table of contents, talk about homework, have a discussion. You'll do some independent work. I'll go over the cell analogies project, and then we'll do some small group instruction. Any questions? Great, let's begin. So I want you to think back to earth science. I know that was so long ago, but I want you to think about what types of systems you learned about. And if you don't remember earth science, think about something else like social studies. Adeline, can you describe a system that you learned about? Great. How about you, Elijah? Very nice. Sarah, last one. What do you think? Great. Now, can somebody tell us what a definition of a system would be? Ariana, how about you try? Good. Alicia, anything to add? Great. So now I want you to think about a city. Do you think that city is a system? Give me a thumbs up, thumbs down. What do you think? Let me see. Great. Elijah, can you tell us why you think that? Okay. Levi, anything to add? Great. So how do you think all of this relates to cells? Brianna, what do you think? You don't know? That's okay. Raylene, could you help her out? Good. So cells are made of organelles that help them function. What does function mean again? Organelle means tiny organ. Just like the human body has different organs that do special jobs for us, cells have special structures that have specific roles and do jobs for them. In this lesson, we will compare a factory, a city, TV show, movie, video game, basically anything you want, to a cell and consider how each component can be thought of as parts of a system. So what I'd like you to do is take out page number 1 from yesterday. It looks like this. It's called Cell Organelle, vocabulary. And you're going to reread the description for each organelle. You're going to underline or highlight the key words for each function of the 9 organelles. And then you're going to write the organelle and the highlighted word in your discussion post. Then we'll talk about our cell analogy project. All right, so now that you've done that, we're going to talk about your project. And your project, you'll have multiple parts. The first one is to create a cell analogy comparison. And you're going to use either a plant or an animal cell. And you're going to be identifying the function of the cell, the part in the system, and explain the analogy, how it works together. Then you're going to draw a detailed cell analogy model, and you're going to label both the part in the city and the part that the cell represents. Now remember, you don't have to use the city, but I'm just using that as an example. And you're going to use colors to enhance your diagram. The last thing you're going to do is record a presentation of your cell analogy model, and you're going to post it in the class discussion. You'll be expected to provide 2 positive and 1 area of improvement piece of feedback to at least 2 classmates. And then you will provide a written explanation of how the cell organelle is represented by the corresponding parts in your system. Any questions? Great. So before we dismiss today, I would like the following students to remain online with me so we can discuss the assignment further. Alexis, Levi, Jaden, Garrett, Mason, Matthew, Blaze, Kylie, Adeline. Thank you for a great class, everyone. Please let me know if you have any questions, and you can use the discussion board or email me directly. Okay, so let's talk about this a little bit more, because I noticed in your discussion post that you were struggling with some of the words that I asked you to highlight, and so I want to make sure that we're all on the same page. So let's talk about that. So the first one is nucleus. Nucleus is a cell structure that contains DNA, the chemical instructions that directs all of the cell's activities. Alexis, can you tell us what you wrote, please? Good, gives instructions. Excellent. So now I'm going to assign you a topic, and I'd like each of you to go over that, and we'll talk about it together. Levi, Golgi body. Jaden, mitochondria. Garen, endoplasmic reticulum. Mason, vacuole. Matthew, lysosome. Blaze, ribosome. Nuclear membrane. Kylie, chloroplast. Adeline. Great, so now we would go over the keywords. Nucleus, instruction. Golgi, body receives, modifies, packages, and distributes. Mitochondria, converts energy. Endoplasmic reticulum. Passageways. Vacuole, storage. Lysosome, breakdown. Ribosome, proteins are built. Nuclear membrane, boundary. And chloroplast uses the sun to produce energy. So now that we've got all of those, let's practice a little bit. So I'm just going to randomly call on you to make sure that we've got it. So mitochondria. Matthew, can you tell us keyword? Excellent. Blaze, lysosome. Good. Adeline, cell membrane. Good. Jaden, chloroplast. Good. Now you're getting it. Awesome. So I want you to think about the discussion we had earlier today, specifically how cells are like a city. And I'd like you to look at this picture. And I'm going to display it on your screen as well. And this is our city called Cellopolis. And what I'd like you to do is to name the images that you see. Blaze, can you tell us? Yes, construction site, transport company, power plant, food processing plant, storage tank, city hall, waste disposal plant, and then there's this wall here that says warning, keep out, authorized personnel only. So with that, actually I'll leave it up here so you can see. Alexis, I'd like you to pick a location. Transport company. Awesome. So Levi, tell us, what is the main function of a transport company? Okay, good. Let's try another one. Mason, pick one. Good. Waste treatment plant. All right. Blaze, tell us, what is the purpose of a waste treatment plant? Good. Now let's relate this to cells. So I know, based on our vocabulary sheet, that a cell is a structure that contains DNA, the chemical instructions that direct the cell's activities. So let's think about this picture. Where in this picture would a place be that would give instructions that direct all of the activities? Give instructions to direct all of the activities. Kylie, you're right. That would be City Hall. Why do you think so? Excellent. Okay, let's try another. Jaden, pick one. Good. Now what is the function of that? Okay, now what organelle would that be like? Now you're thinking, I like it. Okay, so now that we've gotten an idea about the picture, let's think about the organelles. So you're going to think about the function of the organelle and what part of the city that it represents. And I'm going to give each of you a topic. Ready? All right, Levi, Golgi body, Jaden, mitochondria, Garen, endoplasmic reticulum, Mason, vacuole, Matthew, lysosome, Blaze, ribosome, Kylie, nuclear membrane, Adeline, chloroplast. Please take a minute. You have 30 seconds to think about it, and then 30 seconds to write down your answer in the discussion post. Now remember, you can't see anybody's answers until you are able to write down your own. If you need extra time, just let me know. Good. Okay, so this is where I would transition and I would work with students one-on-one until the 9 organelles are completed. Then I would challenge them to come up with their own analogies for this project. And then I would either allow the students to work on their own or continue working online with me. And then I would ask them to email me if they have any questions, or we can set up separate times during office hours so that we can work together one-on-one and get that more direct instruction. Thank you for viewing my lesson today. I hope to hear from you soon.